Ex-CIA Director John Brennan said it was arrogant to believe there are no other forms of life other than the ones on Earth.
There's one thing we're against in the CIA, and that's arrogance. Is the world actually going mad now? Like, UFOs are real, and the Pentagon admits it. We've all been locked in our homes. What's going on?
In the language of the US Department of Defense, these are unidentified aerial phenomena. Videos which add fuel to the belief of some we are not alone.
Like, as you break down, it's either technology that's human that we don't understand. That's a possibility, that there are sort of agencies within government that create tech. But the fact is if you're me, and I am, you'll have been following stuff like this. Like, when I was 16 years old, I was reading all things like, you know, Gods and Spacemen by Eric von Daniken, and like listening to Bob Lazar and Bob Exler, and all former workers from Area 51 and secret government agencies that they've seen metals and energy systems that were extraterrestrial and that it would ultimately be revealed. So if you've been following that narrative for, wow, Jesus, 3 decades, then you see this as the moment where the government finally admit we've been dealing with this for years. All those apocryphal, anecdotal, are they true or not stories that Ronald Reagan apparently leaned over to Spielberg at a special White House screening of E.T. and went, "We're the only people in this room who know how real this is. There's no one in the room, Ronnie. Oh, damn Nancy!"
In a statement, the Department of Defense said it was releasing the videos in order to clear up any misconceptions by the public on whether or not the footage that's been circulating was real or whether or not there is more to the videos. The aerial phenomenon.
Eating some crab cakes and some clam chowder. This might be crab in here too, some crab soup. Seafood kind of evening, you know what I'm saying? The seafood evening. This shit is delicious, bro. I know you like crab cakes. Crab cakes and soup. So I'm at IHOP, nigga. About to get me some strawberry crepes. Yo, IHOP down south, my go-to spot, yo. I love IHOP. But IHOP up here where I'm at, up north, man, these motherfuckers can't cook no damn pancakes. They Rooted Tooty Fresh and Fruity don't be good like that, man. I be liking, I don't know, man, my pancakes gotta be fluffy with all the toppings. I want the whipped cream, the caramel, the strawberries, all that shit. Then they be having the different flavors of syrups. I take the blueberry syrup, the strawberry syrup, the pecan syrup, and regular syrup too, fuck it. Eat all that shit. I used to love some fucking IHOP, yo. That shit don't taste good to me no more.
IHOP trash.
It is now. I swear it is, yo. Especially the one up here. I went inside IHOP, and it got.
Remember when we first started dating and we went to the one by my mom's house?
Yeah.
And you got the chicken and waffle and everything? That was trash.
Yeah. Like the one in my city, yo. As soon as you walk in there, you step on the floor, man, your feet start sliding. Like, yeah, y'all motherfucker can't even mop this greasy ass floor here, man. I thought about catching a lawsuit, just doing a slip and fall real quick.
I don't have nothing, baby. That soup was rich as fuck.
How? How is that even possible? You know what?
I saw that.
We're gonna have a wedding in this house. Whose house is that? I think
it was a mansion.
I think that's the guy who owns IHOP. Is he cool with it? Yeah, he's cool with it. He said it'll be fine.
Of IHOP? Oh, I thought he was talking about these people today. I seen these people that got married in a mansion that was apparently vacant. And as everybody was starting to show up, the police got called and they got locked up on their wedding day.
It might have been this shit, yeah.
No, they weren't at IHOP. They stole somebody's
It's
mansion.
the owners of IHOP. That's whose house it was.
Oh, so it is the same story. Okay.
Yeah, and the owners of the IHOP. Their house. That's crazy, yo. How you gonna take a vacant ass mansion and be like, yo, these I've been driving by this mansion for like 2 weeks.
Extravagant
Nobody gonna be
ass.
there, yo. That it's empty. It's empty, yo. We can just throw a party here. Well, how you gonna get in? Through the front door, nigga. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That shit sound like something you'd do, Jake.
Yeah, that's bold. I ain't trying to get locked up on my wedding
It sound
day.
like some shit you would do, bro. I can see you right now. When the cops roll up, you got fat ass blunts on. Man, I was invited. I ain't playing this shit. I got an invitation. I know you. It sound just like something your ass would do. Somebody he got an invitation. I am from Florida. And Florida motherfuckers be doing some crazy shit. I hear about Florida, man, like every other week. The lady tried to eat her Uber driver. You seen that?
What? Are you serious?
Their family says that she reported not having any recollection of the incident.
What the fuck was she on, bath salts?
Something, but she bit the shit out of her Uber driver in the neck.
Sounds like schizophrenia almost.
I really think about not putting that tattoo on there. It looks good like that.
But then it's not my foot if the tattoo's not there.
Oh, girl. I got paintings of myself without my tattoos.
This is one of my favorite tattoos.
Yeah, with a dick on it.
It's a microphone, and it's 10 years old.
A dick microphone.
And this tattoo is 10 years old too.
I'll put a Black Lives Matter tattoo on her foot.
That's fine. Make sure you put my ink there though.
Observed in these videos, they say, remain characterized as unidentified.
Because what I believe, I mean, it's sort of practical and common sense in a way that in a limitless universe consciousness will materialise itself multiple times. Even on this planet, through
Ain't
two
nothing there for you.
evolutionary strata,
Tell
there
him
is
stop.
a
Tell him you
human
just want to be
form
near
of
him because he
consciousness
ain't see you all day.
expression, and various other evolutionary branches.
Tell him
but
stop.
notably
You just wanna see him, right?
cephalopods, like, you know,
I'm
octopi,
gonna take you for a
that
walk.
have a totally different expression of consciousness and intelligence. So across the limitlessness of space, it's beyond plausible, beyond likely.
Oh, this not
probable
juice.
that
This
there
is a
a
whole
form of
cup of
intelligence.
liquor,
Now
yo.
we're only
I ain't
discussing
lying.
whether or not they
This ain't no juice in
interact
here.
with human beings and the levels
But look
of
at the mansion,
secrecy that may surround these
It's
subjects.
beautiful.
Movie
Like
Destroyer,
Damn.
a mysterious flying triangle above the deck of the ship.
Courtney Wilson and
Name
Shanita
destroy.
Jones.
Really undermines the
Oh, they
idea
some
of
black
defence. We even
Oh,
call
they
it
showed their
defence.
pictures.
This
They're
is our
definitely black.
defense budget.
What are you spending it on?
And it's crazy
Destroy
because
it,
when
I
I
mean,
first seen the mansion, I'm like, oh, they look like such a nice black couple. Like, damn, they got a big ass house. I wonder what they do for a living. Like, then I started reading the rest of the post, and I'm like,
I like
really,
the sort of the American
really, that's what y'all want to do?
There's a
I'm like, oh, she must be a
flying
doctor. He
cobra
must be an engineer or something. They got long.
The British ones, there are some spaceships. Don't take the joy out of it.
Motherfucker
There's
squat.
spaceships.
How
The
you
first incident
squat?
was filmed off the California
You know what a squatter is, right? A motherfucker who just live in an abandoned building. How you make a squatter wedding? Oh, there's nobody in that house. We can go have a wedding. Hey, man, y'all squatting. Man, get the fuck
But
out
that's
of
the
this
thing.
house.
If you want a wedding that's free, you could always go to the beach.
Yeah, beach ain't got fucking 37 rooms and 22 bathrooms.
Yeah, but that's the crazy thing, right?
4 jacuzzis, an
So,
indoor, outdoor
They must have
pool.
called the police because the music must have been loud or something,
In
right?
that big ass house, who gonna hear the music?
Listen, so the wedding, whatever, the actual wedding itself was 2 hours, first of
Smoke
all.
was dropping like a ghost just now.
So it's like, first of all, why is y'all fucking wedding 2 hours long? That's too long. You need to make your wedding quicker than that. But their wedding was from 3:30 to 5:30. And then from 5:30 to 2:30 in the morning was their reception. Right. So, I mean,
They were there all day.
Exactly.
All to the next day.
exactly. I think they actually, like, people know you don't belong there. They see a bunch of people, neighbors. And you know how rich bougie people be.
Yeah, and the bougie rich neighbors know that their neighbors aren't home.
Right.
That family said they were going to be in fucking, they were taking a trip to Europe until
Yeah.
The first week of June.
They never rented their house.
Yeah,
out
who the
before.
fuck is in their house? They don't Airbnb that shit out. The neighbors know that that house was supposed to be empty for however long. Got a driveway full of people. Hello, police. I'm just making a concerned neighbors call. My neighbors have been out of town for months, and apparently there's some people at their house. Just want you to go check it out.
They should at least got some fake paperwork or something. Like, do something. But I wonder, are they really gonna get like real time, or did they just like break that shit up?
Everybody get trespassing charges, and then that's the least they can do. And then if the owners want to press charges, they can get for breaking and entering, yeah.
Yeah, and
breaking and entering,
and then you have all. I was
vandalization,
gonna say you have all them
burglary.
people in that house, so you don't know who took
Ain't
what.
no exactly burglary, vandalism, whatever, yo.
Yo,
there's a
I
lot of
hope ain't no
charges.
money missing.
At the least, they can get charged with trespassing. At the most, man, they about 4 or 5 other heavy charges that can come in that shit, yo. Cause you just
Me personally, I'd
That's a
rather beat
B&E.
your ass than them press charges. Like I'd be like, I ain't gonna press charges on you. Don't worry. 'Cause I'd rather whoop your ass.
That's why I say, like, I ain't been in a fight in a minute. But I'm gonna beat somebody's ass real soon, yo. I don't know who it is, but I'm gonna catch this nigga. This the second time somebody done rummaged through my vehicles. I get kind of lax and a little sloppy, and I don't lock my car every night. You know, I don't have on the street parking. I own my house. I park in my driveway. You know, so I mean that shouldn't make me feel secure because nobody don't give a fuck about that. It's not like I got a closed
I lock
garage
my car
or
every night.
or anything like that. But the other morning I went out to go to the gym and like my glove box is open, my center console is open, my visors are open, and like all my shit is just strewn all around the car. And that was the second time it happened. I'm like, I'm gonna get some cameras. Not this weekend, probably about next week. I'm gonna get some cameras, yo. And I'm gonna catch this motherfucker. I'm gonna light they ass the fuck up. Watch. I can't wait. I'm actually excited about this shit. Really. I might need to, like, I know this other black dude over here who got a gym, but he do, like boxing and kickboxing and shit. I might go to his gym for a couple weeks, get that punch back right. Make sure I can still throw a good-ass punch. Because when I see this motherfucker, I ain't saying shit, yo. If I can catch him in the act or see a good image of him on the camera and see if I can find this motherfucker, I ain't saying shit, yo. I'm knocking this bitch out, yo. Swear to God, yo.
It's more than likely a drug addict.
That's just a little junkie, and that's why I'm gonna wake his ass the fuck up. Stay the fuck out my shit, bro.
Unless it's some dumb young kid. Either way, you finna
I'm
learn
knocking
your
him out.
lesson.
Stay the fuck out my shit, bro. Stay the fuck out people's shit. I'm gonna teach you a fucking lesson. I'm not calling the cops. I'm gonna beat your fucking ass. I'm gonna beat your ass, yo. I'm gonna try to knock this nigga out. Whoever the fuck it is, yo. Whoever it is. Old, young, I don't give a fuck, yo. Junkie or clean person, I don't give a fuck, yo. Let me catch you on camera or let me catch you in the act of doing that shit.
But you know what's funny? We keep saying he, and then what if it's a she whole time?
I'm kick that bitch in the pussy. Bow! I'm put my foot, I'm trying to shove my whole shoe right in her fucking cunt, yo. And I'm gonna hit that bitch too, open hand. I ain't gonna punch you. I ain't gonna punch a woman. I'm gonna slap the shit out that. They come back with the backhand and the front hand and the backhand.
No, you gotta let me do that.
Like, bitch, stay out my shit. don't go in people's shit, yo. Bruh, that shit.
No.
I ain't never been no little thief like that. Neither like stealing radios and all. I never did no shit like that, yo. Like, that shit's stupid, yo. You know what they got? Motherfucker took I got the black cup ashtray. It's like, you know, cause my car doesn't have ashtrays. It's a luxury car. And so I got like the little cheap cup, like the little black cup you dump your ashes in it. Motherfucker took my ashtray and a lighter. That's some crackhead shit, bro. And luckily I don't keep shit in my car. I got my gym shit. I got my headphones that I work out in, my gym gloves, and my water bottle. I let I had to jump my neighbor's car off the other day. And I still got my jumper cables in my car. I should have put them back in the trunk, but they're just sitting in the car. And maybe in there, and that's it. Like some lighters, but my car insurance, like, and if it's the same person, last year when they did it, you figured out the same thing. They took a pack of cigarettes and a lighter. I don't keep shit in my fucking car. You're not gonna find like a laptop or a tablet or my cell phone. My homie got his car broken into. This motherfucker say they got his wallet and his pistol. Like, you know, where you can just hop in your car and you know your shit is already there. You're not gonna think you left it in the house. But I don't know, bro. He said motherfucker broke in his car and took his wallet and his pistol. I'm like, damn, I want to keep that shit in my damn car. Fuck that shit. My wallet, my pistol coming in the house with me. And Donya was like, are there any boxes that can move and that I can carry around? I'm like, what boxes? She's like, a lock box. I'm like, for what? It's weird.
Why did she just go buy a box from the store? She wanted a box from in the building?
Like a lock box.
Okay. And she didn't just go buy one from the store?
I don't know. But she was like, oh, if there's kids in the building, like when the center gets started and there's kids around, I wouldn't want to have it on me, so she would want to lock it up somewhere. And I get that, but it's just like, if you're responsible enough and that shit is in your purse or on you and nobody can't tell you got that shit, I wouldn't give a fuck, yo. And then you can teach kids about gun safety. She's carrying a gun right now. She's not going crazy or whatever, and you don't even know she has it.
I don't know. I just always be fearful. Like, I know I'm mixed, whatever, but as a black person, it just, even if you got your license, I just feel like you want to have a gun to protect with that shit. They're going to try to shoot you.
They still going to fucking hassle the fuck out
so
you,
it's like, I understand why she wants the box, because you really don't want that issue for it to just be out.
Yo, we might lose the broadcast every time I get this connection shit. Yo, I've been watching, we've been having a little problem at work with our internet domain, and I've been calling the IT guys for like 2 weeks because it happens randomly to different people's laptop, and then it's like, why don't you just show me how to do that shit, bro? And then y'all want today, I sat down and watched Introduction to what's the name of this shit? The Fundamentals of IT, a complete course. IT course for beginners. I think it's like information technologies. And then it's cool as shit, yo. There's oh, not that guy. I watched another guy. It was this black dude. He said he worked for Google. And he was just giving a whole course on like beginner IT stuff. I thought that was cool as shit.
When I was born in the colony of Atlantis, I remember everything.
You don't remember shit because you weren't born in Atlantis, this fucking shithole.
The British ones, there are some spaceships. Don't take the joy out of it. There's spaceships.
The first incident was filmed off the California coast in 2004, an oval shape hovering, and in the words of the Navy pilot who recorded this, not behaving by the normal laws of physics.
Even not behaving by the normal laws of physics.
If you listen to that guy, yo,
it's
fucking
news media. I suppose the laws of physics are all very particular to our evolutionary lines, our understanding of space and time, and it's completely possible that things that we consider to be absolute, like space and time, are actually.
Yeah, I gave you motherfucking $20. I want my fucking change.
Our limited senses and our
With your fat ass face, homegirl.
Possible and plausible that there are different dimensions of being. It also sounds a bit wacky, but now the Pentagon have admitted it. We're off the hook, baby. We can all start talking about it. Why have these things, extraterrestrial beings, collectively existed in culture, adapting?
Yo, everybody's talking about this lately. So Russell Brand just put that video out. It says,
dude, look at the SA page. There's a whole fleet of them. So what they're seeing is the pod is looking at the main. That's the bigger object at the gimbal, the thing that's rotating on the screen. And there's 5 smaller things in front. So this thing's just sitting there. And then they kind of, he said they.
This is a retired Navy pilot. Now, the Russell Brand was just talking about that famous video from 2004 of a spaceship. He was one of the pilots who saw that shit. He was one of the guys who recorded it. Well, he had visual contact with it with his own eyes, and it was, I think he said it was 2 or 3 jets that were out there, and another pilot was actually recording it, and that's where they got the video from. So he didn't record it, but there was one jet recording it, and he was there and he saw this shit, and you know they got mics, so they're communicating with each other too, and everybody was confused, yo. Everybody's confused as fuck, yo. Nobody understand what the fuck this shit is and what the fuck is going on, and it's a legit real sighting. And the Pentagon hid this shit for fucking years, yo. Happened in 2004. I think the first time it got leaked was like 2008 or some shit like that. And it's been out for a while. Like, I've even seen this shit before, but I never heard like the pilot tell the fucking story. And then I just, like I said, just logged on YouTube, and then Russell Brand is talking about the same thing now. Like, so we might be on the verge of another government disclosure about, they said, aerial phenomenon is what they call it now. It's not unidentified flying objects anymore. It's aerial phenomenons. And they basically said, we don't know what it is. We didn't make it. We don't think the Russians or the Japanese made it. We don't know where it came from. And so they have said that much. They said that like almost 2 years ago when Trump was still in office. And they was like, we don't know what it is. And so they actually finally confessed that shit. But when you listen to this guy, he seems like a really smart, intelligent, level-headed person. He's not some crazy kook that's like, oh, I got abducted by aliens and they probed my ass and fucking stuck needles in my nipples and shit. None of that shit. Just like
because people's alien stories be crazy.
Yeah, and he's just a Navy pilot. He was a Navy pilot for decades before he saw this shit.
Listen, I'm not gonna deny anybody of what they seen because I'm not in their body. I ain't see it. But
and I know myself, and I've called into a talk show because I saw something that I can't fucking explain, and they tried to
that somebody else saw.
They tried to tell me to explain it away, and you just can't. You can't. And his story is the same thing. And it's not just him. It's more than one person saw this shit.
That's why I said I'm not going. Yeah. I wasn't there, but I'm not going to take away from it. Like, I need some proof, but we don't have proof to what.
Exactly, but I saw it. You saw it, and that's the same. It's not just him. He saw it, and other people saw it at the same time, and it just they say this shit disappeared, yo.
Yeah, a couple of those happened. Like I said, the one time we saw somebody just walk behind the car and then they were just gone. And we were like, and it was a hill, like a big incline. Like there's no way, there was no lights on in the car. Nothing was running. We're sitting in the parking lot. Nobody there. Late at night, we rolling up, not even high yet. Like can't even blame it on the weed. This motherfucker, this white man just disappears behind the car. And he looked just like my dead fucking uncle, yo. This motherfucker disappeared behind the car. I'm like, did you see that? Like, yeah, I saw that shit. And they just disappeared.
Around on the radar and start going the other way while the pod's looking at this guy just kind of rotating.
So like a mothership and smaller aircraft.
Could be.
Something along those lines. Is there video of those smaller aircrafts or just the video of the one large one?
The only thing they have is the targeting pod. I would highly doubt, even if they had the video, that they're going to release the radar video because
Are you able to tell the story you told me about what was underwater with your other buddy? Is that okay?
Yeah. So it's amazing. People come out of the woodwork when they figure out you've had this because now they don't feel alone. So I was working. I still do it, but I was doing oil and gas at the time on a contract, and one of the guys, the story came out, and he was a Navy helicopter pilot. And he comes in, he goes, hey, can I talk to you, man? I go, what? He goes, dude, I got to talk to you. I said, what do you want to talk to me about? He says, dude, you know your UFO? He said, yeah. He goes, I had a similar experience. I said, what's that? He said, he was flying CH-53s, which is a big heavy lift that the Marine Corps uses, the Navy uses it for certain things. And when they go for the East Coast, they do a lot of shooting off of, at the time, it was off of Puerto Rico. We had Roosevelt Roads that they ended up closing. But he was flying out of there. And you got super clear Caribbean water, and they have these things that are called BQMs. They fly around, and then when they're all done, because they'll fly towards the ships, and the ship can, sorry about that, they can track with the radar. And then they also do in the ships or submarines shoot torpedoes. They're called telemetry rounds. So they gather all the data on what the torpedo is doing underwater, and then they blow ballast.
Bruh. What that look like right there?
Stop,
I'm asking a question.
Babe, I just said don't put it on there, but don't do that.
What does it?
Don't talk about my tattoo.
What does that look like?
I will cut y'all too. If y'all co-sign with this motherfucker.
I'm not saying what. I'm just asking a question.
It looked like a music tattoo.
I see music. I see a musical note. What's that?
Music
a D?
is my life.
That's a D scale, or what is that? And then I see the boom box. But then what's that right there?
Do you see the cord hanging from the bottom of it?
Hey. You gotta plug it in?
Yeah, this was like 10 years ago. Microphones were still plugged in.
Oh, damn.
How fast the future has moved.
Them old vibrators, you have to plug them old vibrators in. That's why you can't play with them shits in the tub.
I'm dead. Now that I can't relate.
I mean, I'm just saying, I keep looking at it, it's like...
But just don't put it on there.
What the fuck is that? I mean, I got a tattoo on me that I look at that shit myself and be like, what the fuck is that?
I did recently look at it on my microphone. He could have made the bass a little
something.
But, I love my tattoo.
Hey,
it's a music tat.
I get that. They gonna be like, yo, Trap. I'm like, huh? Oh, in that painting, man, what is that?
I put my dick on the food.
Bruh.
You irky. Get on my nerves.
Bar cart. Why don't you just get the little bar thing like T got, yo? That nigga fancy as shit, yo.
This is fancy. I probably would not pay almost $300 for this, but this is really nice though, babe. Look.
Yeah, that is.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
And they last forever. I mean, I'm not buying it for $300. For $300, I'll build that shit my damn self. But the little small ones that are like $100 and them little circle ones, I like the square one.
I bet an older white woman would love one of those.
Yeah, I'm an older white woman on the inside sometimes. So.
All right.
I'm sorry.
You see?
Just because it's like what you drew first, and I'm just like, stop.
As soon as I started drawing, I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know if I
told you not to do it. I said, just whatever. You're the artist. You do what you want.
So I'm gonna find another picture of her microphone. Get that. You know what? I'll put Dr. King's microphone on there.
Okay.
Get his book, yo. What?
Nothing big. Let's see. You got a lot going on up in this bookshelf.
Hey, it's eclectic.
Yeah, with beer cans for decoration.
It's not decoration. It's props for my next photo shoot.
Really? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I'm gonna use like random shit for still life show.
Okay.
I probably do like the beer can and the PlayStation controller and just like paint that shit, yo. Like paint my shit. Probably paint like my paintbrush holder with my brushes on it. Just do that shit, yo. Just have a painting of my paintbrush holder. You see that microphone? You like that?
I don't care.
Yeah. If I can like, I don't know.
If you like it, I love it.
I'll try to shape it different. I mean, it's on your body.
It's your painting.
Hey, that's what I said. I wasn't gonna put it up there. And it won't be my foot if it ain't my tattoo. If I do this.
I mean, I said don't put the tattoo, but I'm just saying.
Around it.
It's art. Art on the art, okay? Art for the art.
Do it like that. And
I was gonna go get my feet done, but I know they're gonna be so busy.
Yeah.
Gotta get there first thing in the morning. I don't be playing with the nail places either, too. I be wanting to get there first thing, because I don't be knowing if they clean themselves out after every person.
Yeah.
Or if they just take that little plastic bag they be having in there out and just put the next one in. I'm pretty sure it has some type of, like, self-cleaning function. But that's the last thing you want. I feel like they can't do that though, cause like with toe fungus and like athlete's foot and all that other shit, like you really can't do that. And then you cutting people's toenails.
Yo, you coming there at your own risk. You
Right?
don't want to catch shit. Do it yourself at home.
Do it yourself. I swear that's the thing. Like I can do it myself. It's just so much easier just to pay the money to go in there and just sit there and let him do it. Cause I go see this older man that does my feet. The woman is really shit. That's funny because the men always suck at doing nails, but they be real good at doing feet.
My man don't even want to comment on what that shit look like.
He didn't say nothing.
I know.
I appreciate it, you know? Because he know it looked like a microphone,
He's
right?
like, I ain't going to try to embarrass Shorty like that. Shorty got damn dick on her foot.
You can speak your mind. I won't be mad.
My man ain't trying to embarrass you, bro.
You already done did it.
What?
Look at his dick on her foot. Get on my damn nerves. Ain't no shame.
I like the boombox though.
Me too. That's what I said. It's like a nice little vintage tattoo. And it's old as hell. This wasn't my first tattoo. This was my second that I ever got. I think it was my second.
That's why normally your first couple tattoos be dumb as hell anyway.
I mean, it really isn't because it's about music.
Yeah.
But, you know, I didn't come up with the design. I just said I want music is my life. And then he came up with the rest. Probably was just trying to get some more money.
You know what? Put the dick on here too.
Yeah, he did that, and he did my butterfly and the tattoo on my neck. I think the tattoo on my neck looks really good. And then he started doing crack, so I stopped doing it. I don't know why a lot of the tattoo artists be having drug issues.
All artists have drug issues. That's just our thing, yo.
No, you're not a crackhead. And I'm an artist, and I'm not a crackhead either.
Yeah, some of them go a little bit harder than the others, yo. Artists
they were just into different shit. Like his wife was annoying because every minute it'd be like, "What do you need from the store, Daddy? What do you want, Daddy? Daddy, Daddy?" Like every 5 minutes, like, "Girl, you need to go hit that motherfucking crack pipe and sit the fuck down, please, because you're getting on my nerves." But like, you know, he used to drink and like smoke, and I didn't care about that. And I didn't believe it. But I wasn't doing nothing, and I didn't care. Like, yo, you want to drink before you tap me? That's what relax you, make you do good tats, fine. But that motherfucker started losing teeth and shit. So yeah, I got my nose pierced by him, and then that was the last thing I did. After that, because I seen all his teeth were missing, and I was like, I'm gonna let him do this piercing, but I'm not gonna get this tat today.
Yeah, homie, you going too hard, bro.
Yeah, he was missing like 4 teeth.
You're starting to fall apart.
Yeah, he's a decent looking like Pacific Islander, Asian something. decent looking guy.
Yeah,
but
some people don't care, yeah. That dragon be catching their ass.
I
Maybe
swear,
they
and he still worked out, like he looked healthy, but you could tell, like motherfucker's hair was falling out, teeth were falling out, bags under your eyes.
Trying to chase that dragon. Can't chase that bitch but so long, yeah.
Just like a lot of the people in the industry, a lot of them do like heavy coke. But now, like, it's lean. Like, all the rappers, and half of them don't even do that shit. But they be telling all the fucking kids to drink lean and shit. Like, the fuck? What you want to pay for sleep for? Stupid. Let's see why you pay for weed. You want to, you know, beat somebody the fuck up. Or liquor, you want to have a good time and be relaxed. But, like, if lean just make you sleepy, can't you just sleep for free? Can't you just buy some melatonin? It's not the same. I don't know. I just see how that shit did Lil Wayne, and I'm just like, and all the rest of them. And I remember when Rick Ross had a seizure. He was big too, but like I was just like, y'all keep on fucking with that shit. I would never. You gonna be good for a while on food, or you gonna be hungry soon?
I'm good right now.
I probably won't cook until like 7:30 then. Let's really get some good ass water. I seen a food truck driving around today. I don't know if they had like pit beef or something like that, but it kind of looked like they had something along those lines. It was like one of those like black looking pit beef trucks. They always kind of have that same look. I was like, that's another thing. I guess if you are just riding around and you're not really parking somewhere, I wonder how the zoning works for that. But to sell food and hot stuff though, when you moving around like that, you definitely gotta have a license. So it's like you still gotta go through the process either way.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a vendor's license.
But like if you want to have an ice cream truck and you just sell like prepackaged stuff, it's not as hard. Like you could just basically pop out with that shit. Not for real, but if you want hot food or made food, it's a way longer process. So I be seeing why people just be doing like just all shit from the stove. Ooh, this is dope. It's a car, but the seats turn. And it's like velvet on the inside.
Oh, so you can just turn facing the exit and just step out?
Yeah, I don't think it turns all the way, but it's like a partial little pivot. But it's nice though. I mean, I don't know about that velvet. Like the first time you smoking that bitch and you drop that shit, you gonna burn your seat.
Yeah, the motherfucker put the sticker in my car for the mileage. He was like, "Oh, you be having fun in here." I'm like, "Yeah, like." Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, kind
Mind
of."
your business, bro. Talking about your Astra.
He just smelled that shit too.
Yeah, when I was in the store earlier, these ladies were like, yeah, and they just need to make that marijuana illegal. I was like, shut the fuck up, Karen and Karenette. Fuck wrong with y'all bitches. Y'all can't even grocery shop without talking about people needing to go to jail. I'm like, shut up. They need to make that marijuana illegal.
It already is illegal, dumbass. For most states and most causes, I mean, for most uses too, it's illegal. If you ain't got a medical card.
Even then, if it's not packaged up.
Yeah, if I get caught with weed right now, I'm going down it because it's legal, dumbass. All right. So, got this penis up here. This microphone.
True. Hold on, bro. He just started going in. You lost me.
What you gotta do is learn something, nigga.
All you gotta do is learn. Like,
I gotta learn your language, or I can't learn my language. It's easy. The motherfucker said, make me.
Well, I mean, he is in Africa talking about people in Africa, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, y'all should.
He said, make me a cheese sandwich.
Yeah, like, I get it. Like, we speak English, but you can learn some Zulu. That's what he said, but like. But I can't learn like that, brother. You start talking too fast.
Nigga said, Sabaluba duper.
Her son just passed the bar exam. Damn, I thought that was her boyfriend.
Lawyer.
But look at mom, though. Mom, look, I didn't even know that was her son. I thought they was a couple at first. Right?
Yeah.
She must have had him young or something.
Yeah, she had that boy when she was 16.
Mm-hmm. They both fine.
She had him.
Her son stole her whole face.
She had him when she was 16.
And she looked good, too, for her age. Because I could tell she in her 40s now, but... Because she just did that mom clap. Oh, shit. Oh, I need to come up with some shit. Look at this, babe. I mean, fuck what it's for, but it's just so creative. Like...
Yeah, all them shits are way more streamlined now than
No,
they used to
they
be.
ain't show the best part yet. Go back.
Oh damn, a changing table.
Inside of the bag.
Yeah.
That's what got me. I was like, damn, they really stepping up. Like, fuck that is for babies. It's just like, damn, who decided like,
No, nobody, a mom who got frustrated with her
she
fucking...
want to put her baby on a
Yeah, she got frustrated
table.
with her carrying bag. Like, look, there should got to be a fucking easier way. And now that's the thing. You don't have to invent something new. You just have to take something and make it better. Just to add a little improvement on that shit.
Yeah, and it's like nice and long. Your baby can grow with it. Put your little pad in there. Change your baby. Oh, when you're out and about.
Got the sunscreen.
Got the sunscreen. Got 3 little bottle
Come
waters.
on, man. Mom Duke sat down and fucking...
I need them to just make me like a purse with a little charger in it.
Yeah, she done engineered the shit out that bitch.
Right.
Now that's something else. You take that and just add a battery pack to it. Now you can charge your phone and...
I'm scared to look at the price though. I really am.
Oh, that shit like $120 probably.
109, but it's on sale for $79. That's not bad.
No, that's not bad at all for the convenience.
Yeah, because it does have a charging port.
There you go.
And the thing for the baby, it got bottle holders, hella space. You could use it as a book bag. That's crazy. Whoever made this, that lady is rich.
Yeah, that's $1 million idea.
Waterproof. It got that material where the water just slides right off.
Yeah, that's just easy. That's $1 million idea. Yeah, that bitch is, like you said, she not rich. That bitch wealthy off of that.
Wealthy. And got a little thing on the side for tissues that you could just pull it out like a tissue box. And then she got the little clips that pop right onto the stroller. Like, she really planned that. So I'm like, yo, I gotta invent some shit.
I gotta come up with another invention.
I swear. And then she got all 5 out of 5 stars on her reviews.
Cause it's made out of some good durable material. Like you say, that shit water resistant. That shit sturdy. Built to last. Even if for that price, even if that shit only lasts for 2 years, that's as long as you need it. Because after that, it can be too big for it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Another invention, a kangaroo shirt.
I seen that. I seen the Pops wearing that shit.
Mm-hmm. That's what I wanted to know, was how supportive is it? Like, is it even... It looks nice, though. All the dads with their cardigans and fedoras on.
Yeah. So you want to be white? How's that working for you? What the hell?
Yo, I wasn't even gonna say it, but
That's some clickbaity shit right there for Kevin Samuels, yo. So you want to be white?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I go into websites now in general, and I don't see any black models, or like if it's a T-shirt, and it'd be like I was looking for Mother's Day stuff to get for my mom and my grandma, and I was gonna get us like all matching shirts, and like it was a picture of 3 ladies, but there wasn't an option to put a black daughter.
Oh no.
Or a mixed daughter or anything, and I'm like, so I can only get white people? Oh, I'm not buying nothing from y'all. When y'all put some black people on y'all say, I'll buy some.
Well, we don't carry that ink because black people don't normally come shop with us, so.
Right, so I'm not gonna spend money with y'all. Fuck y'all. Fucking with an older nigga cool till y'all start arguing. Now you a little ass girl.
Man, I gotta tell you, when I was sitting here watching what all the other honorees have done with their lives, I started feeling like shit. Like, this is terrible. And then Bobo brought me up and started out good with that Ali picture, and then it just... But that coloring book that was in the picture, I know that the Ali's are here, that coloring book, my mother has it. And Champ, he signed it. You know, the greatest, he signed Muhammad Ali. And his sparring partner was there that day. And his sparring partner signed it, said the next heavyweight champion in the world, Larry Holmes. And he was. And 2-year-old Dave Chappelle colored all in that shit and just ruined the book. But I remember part of the book that I remember real vividly, because I asked my mother about it when I was a kid. There's a part where there's a picture of Ali throwing his Olympic gold medal into the Ohio River. That's why it's so weird for me being here. You know, both my parents were very brilliant. My dad went to Brown in 1955. That's right. He told me at the time he was one of 3 black students. He said one of the guys got accused of rape that he probably didn't commit. And the other guy killed himself, and Dad said, and I left. See, that's what makes
I think his dad was from the Carolinas too. His dad was from like North Carolina or South Carolina.
We all just live to fight another day.
Motherfucker know when to get out.
I gotta say, I'm very honored to be here, and I'm very honored to be here with the other honorees. Really, I'm like very humbled by you all, the work that you do, and you all make me want to be better. All you. And you know, I was gonna stop doing stand-up for a while because 4 comedy specials in a year is like, that's a lot, you know. But you know, shout out to my colleagues in comedy. I just want to say that in a way, this for me belongs to my mother primarily, who was an African American studies professor, and a lot of the content that I say, she raised me well. I'm not an uninformed person. But also, you know, my colleagues in comedy, like comedians have been getting beat up pretty bad recently, and we're somehow nowadays expected to speak with the precision of attorneys or politicians. We are not. I always think of James Baldwin. You know, James Baldwin was one of my favorite writers because he managed to tell white people what they feel like to be around. So I ain't gonna hang up my gloves yet. I think I got one more special in me. So to quote Baldwin, God gave Noah the rainbow sign. It's no more water, it's the fire next time. Thank you very much.
So if you would, please join me in welcoming Dave Chappelle home again.
Thank you. You know, I speak for a living, and I'm a little nervous today. I wanted to say thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Bishop Green, and thank everyone at Allen University for hosting me today, because it feels special, right? When I think of this great grandfather that I've heard about in my life, but never actually touched his legacy. So it's like the product of his loins coming to meet the product of his work. And it's an important day for me personally. And I know a lot of you guys are students, and I just want to tell you I'm the first person in my family to not go to college. And as the president has told you, I've been outstanding in spite of that. But one thing I did want to say, and one thing today just made me think about, for all the things that I've done, I'm most renowned for what I didn't do. I've made decisions in my career that a lot of people have called insane. 2004, I had a $50 million deal on the table, and then crisis of conscience flipped the table over and walked away. Went to South Africa. Everyone said I was running away from the money.
2004, bro. It just
That's
seems
not true.
like that was not that long ago. When Dave Chappelle left, yo, he's like, fuck this, I'm out, yo. I feel so fucking old, yo. Jesus Christ.
Idea that sometimes you do what you think is best. Whether anybody understands it or not. I heard a story about my father where someone told me he used to do statistics for a company in D.C. The company he did statistics for started doing business with the South African government. So he quit his job. It's caused a lot of problems between him and his wife. It's hard for a man when he can't provide for his family the way he wants to. And he suffered through it. And a generation later, when I had my crisis of conscience, I was able to go to a free South Africa and get away from the heat. This idea that what you do in your lifetime informs the generations that comes after you is something I keep thinking about, something that is so much bigger than just ourselves. And today I'm standing in front of you guys, and I know you guys are like, oh, I know you're bored.
Tired of searching for the lowest service prices? We'll make it easy. At Ken Pollock Tire and Auto Center, we offer $9.95 oil changes all day, every day. Yes, only $9.95.
But I see family of mine in the front row some who I've never met, and I just realize how all of us are connected. That my great-grandfather built something more substantial than buildings. He built a community, and he built, more importantly than a community, he built a way. You know, so I'm very grateful. Very grateful. Hello, police. How the song saying, you know, man. He's standing over like, so this is what black people talk about. I just want you guys to remember, you know, that right now there's this thing where ethics aren't what they used to be. This idea that people are trying to replace the ideas of good and bad with better or worse, and that is incorrect. You gotta keep your ethics intact because good and bad is a compass that helps you find the way. And a person that only does what's better or worse is the easiest type of person to control. They are a mouse in a maze that just finds the cheese. But the one who knows about good and bad will realize that he's in a maze. So, that being said, I just hope that all of you guys transcend whatever you see as your obstacles, and that you live outstanding lives, and that you stay connected to your communities because you have so much power there, and that you grow your communities and you diversify your communities, and that you don't let anybody tell you you can't or to be afraid. It's okay to be afraid because you can't be brave or courageous without fear. The idea of being courageous is that even though you're scared, you just do the right thing anyway. So in 2004, I walked away from $50 million, and in November, I made a deal for $60 million. So,
I tried pot once. Now I'm dead.
Although I am not the most famous comedian
I'm
of my
screaming.
time, I would like to know.
Where's the correlation?
Yo, it's like the commercials where like, if you smoke weed, this is how you're gonna look, and it's just the girl flat as shit on the sofa. Like, this shit is not how we make you.
I smoked pot once. Yeah, I'm dead.
Okay.
No fucking way.
I'm just a complete surprise.
Yeah, this is why I say Dave Chappelle is the greatest, yo. This motherfucker come from a smart family. Like you say, I'm not an uninformed person, yo. My mom taught me well. My granddad was the fucking dude. Yeah, I'm the first person in my family not to go to college. Like, I was already had a good career before I was old enough to go to college. He said he been doing stand-up since he was 14 years old.
These aren't them. These are the ones I want for the other ones. I would like to thank my editor who was nominated. Unfortunately, he did not win, but I couldn't have been more honored to work with Jeff Yearman. Stan Lathan has been directing television since 1968. Any show that I watched when I was growing up, he directed it. From Sesame Street to Sanford and Son to Good Times to Everything Black, and finally, you motherfuckers finally gave him an Emmy tonight. He deserves so much more.
This motherfucker directed Sesame Street and what else? All kind of shit he just named up. And it took him that long to get a fucking award for his credentials in entertainment.
Tiffany Haddish, another one that she's not funny with stand up, but she's cool in movies.
She got co-signed by Chappelle.
Yeah, she's great in movies and she's humble. She's a good person.
Yeah.
And she's Common's girlfriend too.
Common?
Yeah, they're a weird couple. Their relationship is like, I think they like make up to break up, but they're together.
Common sense.
Common, like Erykah Badu Common, yeah. Yo, it's so funny. Every time a dude get with Erykah, yo, they just come out dressing like Common and Andre. Talking about fucking dressing different, walking different.
Has been with me for the last 25 years and had to endure the pains of living with the greatest comedian ever. See you on Monday. Thank you very much.
$67. You can make as many videos as you want. Never pick up a camera or use any fancy. You tweak some settings, And boom, there you're done.
Yeah. You bring me 2 freezer pops.
So, let's hear from the Doodly creator, Brad, to see why Doodly is so easy to use.
Yeah, freezer.
You should grab the software right now.
I'll take some freezers.
Hi,
Like
I'm Ray Howard, and in this video, I'm going to show
like
you
one of the
how
pineapple
anyone
ones
can
and
quickly
the green
and
one.
easily create doodle videos, just like the one you're watching right now, using Doodly, our drag-and-drop doodle software that allows anyone, regardless of tech skills, to create highly engaged...
No commercials.
Thank you. I like not knowing what's going to happen. I like making memories. Sometimes I do all this crazy shit around my colleagues just so that they can tell their friends I did it. Rather than talk about myself, just briefly, I want to just talk about my genre. Stand-up comedy is an incredibly American genre. I don't think any other country could produce this many comedians. And unbeknownst to many people in this audience, I don't think there's opinion that it exists in this country that is not represented in a comedy club by somebody. Each and every one of you has a champion in the room. We watch you guys fight. We're together. We talk it out. Comics that are very racist. And I watch them on stage, and everyone's laughing, and I'm like, that motherfucker means that shit. Don't get mad at them, don't hate them. We go upstairs and have a beer, and sometimes I even appreciate the artistry that they paint their racist opinions with. Man, it's not that serious. The First Amendment is first for a reason. The Second Amendment is just in case the first one doesn't work out. We gotta let some air out of the ball, man. The country's getting a little tight. It doesn't feel like it's ever felt in my lifetime. So tonight, I am honored that my colleagues are here in comedy and in music. And I want everyone in America right now to look at me. Look at me smoking indoors. I didn't ask anybody, I just did it. What are they gonna do? Kick me out before I get the prize? No, nigga, this is called leverage. The thing that I liked best about tonight was that I saw so many people from different parts of my life, like friends that I grew up with here in DC, friends of mine from Ohio then and now, friends of mine from comedy clubs, all the fucking musicians that blew my mind. You guys have no idea how you inspire me. I want to give a special shout out to my OG, Tony Woods. Miles Davis has a quote. It's one of my favorite. Miles Davis said so much cool shit, but one of the things he said I always loved, he said, it took me years to learn how to play like myself. You know, he would watch other musicians and he would try to play like Dizzy or Bird or all the guys who were great. Tony Woods was my Dizzy and Bird. If I was Miles, I was trying to play like you. You were the first person I ever saw do it absolutely right. You were fearless and you told the truth. There's something so true about this genre, when done correctly, that I will fight anybody that gets a true practitioner of this art form's way, because I know you're wrong. This is the truth. And you are obstructing it. I'm not talking about the content, I'm talking about the art form. And do we have an agreement? And what I really wanted to say tonight, and I'm glad I get the platform to do it, I'm gay. I am gay, and I can't wait to see what this does for my career, being gay like this. So many special shout-outs. One of the main architects of the comeback of the century, brother and my mentor, the mighty Stan Lathan. I never dreamed that I would be able to work with someone as great as you. These last 5 specials, straight fire. I wouldn't want to do another special with anybody else but you. So eat your motherfucking vegetables and live as long as you can, because we doing a few more of these bitches. Neil Brennan, your speech made me cry, because it reminded me of all those hard days of work and all that money I never got for it. The other real special shout out I gotta make, because none of this would have been possible on any level without this person, is my mother. Mom. My mother. Mom. You have no idea what I put this woman through. If you had just given birth to me, that would have been more than enough. But the fact that she raised me and raised me well, we had a real oral tradition in our house. I knew the word griot when I was a little boy. A griot was a person in Africa who was charged with keeping the stories of the village. Everyone would tell a griot the stories, and they would remember them all so that they could tell future generations. When they got old, they'd tell them to someone else. And they say in Africa, when a griot dies, it's like a library was burnt down. And my mother used to tell me, before I ever thought about doing comedy, she said, you should be a griot. And she'd fill me with every story of black life. You know, she's educated in African American studies, and she would let me understand the context that I was being raised in. That I'm being raised in a hostile environment that I have to tame. By the time I was 14 years old, I was in nightclubs, mastering an adult world. It was terrifying. Crack epidemic was going on, and my mother would hear gunshots outside and be scared to death. Maybe it's my son. But early in my career, you remember, Mom, you used to sit in the club with me. You do a full day of work, you'd be back there falling asleep, just waiting for me to go on. She would watch my show every night. Do you know how long that car ride is home? How many of you have ever heard your mother say, pussy jokes were a little too much tonight, son? I was a soft kid. I was sensitive, I'd cry easy, and I would be scared to fist fight. And my mother used to tell me this thing, I don't even know if you remember, but you said this to me more than once. You said, son, sometimes you have to be a lion so you can be the lamb you really are. I talk this shit like a lion. I'm not afraid of any of you. When it comes word to word, I will gab with the best of them. Or I can chill and be me. And that's why I love my art form, because I understand every practitioner of it. Whether I agree with them or not, I know where they're coming from. They want to be heard. They got something to say. There's something they notice. They just want to be understood. Love this genre. It saved my life. So tonight, Mom, I would like to honor you in a very special way that I cannot do on my own. But because now I'm a man with great and influential friends, I'd like to ask my man Thundercat to come out on stage. Thundercat, the Mighty Mos Def. Washington, D.C., thank you very much for giving me a home and a place to start. Today is officially Dave Chappelle Day in Washington, D.C. The mayor declared it last night. So, in the future, on Dave Chappelle Day, I ask everyone who wishes to celebrate it to make one incredible memory for themselves and or somebody else. Thank you very much. Good night.
Make the call before it's too late.
Suspected, report.
the time, the world certainly was not safe for democracy. I mean, Europe was all monarchs, pretty much. And we overthrew the monarchs. The monarchy's pretty much lost, and the ones that are still there are like monarchies in name only, you know, England and stuff like that. And then in the next decades, you had the rise of Hitler, Stalin, or Lenin, and then Stalin. And you're like, oh man, those monarchs don't seem so bad all of a sudden now, you know? Like, oh shit, it turns out you could get rid of something and something much worse can come after it.
You need a full-length plan.
But for Obama, who even goes, you know, I think he acknowledged at one point that Libya was his biggest mistake. And he said not having a plan for the day after Gaddafi was overthrown was a big mistake. And it's like, yeah, I sure wish we had just lived through Iraq. Like, how could you not see that coming?
Right.
How could you not be like, oh yeah, and then after that, still tried to overthrow Assad in Syria.
Right.
And you're like, wait, so you don't see this?
That?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember when they gave that speech, when he gave a speech on television, and everybody was like, fuck this. Mm-hmm. And then they it kind of just went away.
It was one of the most beautiful moments in modern American history. People really actually stood up and stopped a war from happening.
Yeah.
So instead, they just covertly funded the Al-Qaeda side of it. Jimmy Dore broke this down when he was on your show perfectly.
Yes.
You know, there's those guys who go like, they tell the story of Syria, and it's like the, you know, Mike Baker, who I love, but his version of the story in Syria is like, well, Assad started killing all of his own people, and so what are we going to do? You know, like, that's the story that they want to tell you, right? It's like, well, this guy's just so bad, he's killing all these people. You go,
is that really how Mike Baker's version of it was?
It's a caricature of it, but that's more or less, that's more or less it, right? I love Mike Baker, by the way.
I do too.
But the real story is that you go, okay, so if we're there, if the narrative is that we're there because Assad's killing his own people, and oh my God, I think he used a gas attack, or oh my God, I think he did this, and this is really dangerous. Well, then why is it that General Wesley Clark is telling us on video that he saw plans to have regime change in Syria in 2003?
Yeah, that was a dark video.
Why are there articles in 2007 about regime change? Because he certainly wasn't killing his own people then.
Right.
And then, as Jimmy Dore broke down perfectly, you realize that actually what happened was that the CIA and the Saudis launched this Operation Timber Sycamore, and they said that we are going to arm all of the anti-Assad rebels, largely consisting of Al-Qaeda and ISIS, in an attempt to take him out, to have the next regime change. That this plan has been in the works for years. And when confronted with that threat, Assad launched a brutal war against them. Certainly killed a whole lot of people. I mean, like, if there was ISIS in a town, he'd just kill everybody in the town. Like, he didn't care. But the story's not as simple as like, oh, he started killing his own people, and so now we have to overthrow him. The story is, we tried to overthrow him, and in response, this war broke out, where something like 500,000 people died.
Was Wesley Clark, was he running for president when that happened?
If I'm not mistaken, I believe he ran before. I could be wrong about that. I think, was he one of the Democratic candidates in 2000, I believe? So I believe this was after all that.
That was a dark video.
Mm-hmm.
When you saw him laying out the foundation that they had, and the fact that he was willing to do that and say it all in an interview on television.
Yeah, no, it was really, really creepy. And it's very hard to not look back at that and go like, okay, well, not all of it came true exactly.
Oh, damn.
But certainly there has been an agenda since 9/11 to have one regime change after the next in the Middle East. It wasn't just, oh, we have to go to Afghanistan, and oh, we also have to go to Iraq because we think they have WMDs or something. It's like, well, why then have there been these 5 subsequent countries that we also have to go and overthrow? And no one ever, with the exception of Wesley Clark, no politician ever told the American people, hey, here's what our plan is.
Yeah.
This is what we want to do. Do you guys agree with this, or do you not agree with this? You have no say in this. We're doing this, and each time we're going to claim that it's completely just like, oh, the humanitarian impulse, the people there.
Yeah. The difference between what's happening now and in the past is, first of all, there's so much video, right? Where you can see a guy like Wesley Clark talk about that. But also that you can see video of the events actually happening. Like, we have video of Saddam Hussein being hung. We have video of Gaddafi being captured by those rebels where they stick a knife up his ass.
Mm-hmm.
That video is one of the most bizarre videos. Gaddafi in shock, not even responding to the fact that someone just stuck a knife up his ass. Like I said, just completely gripped with terror, knowing that this is the end, and that the rebels have captured, and they're all screaming and yelling and fucking going crazy.
Well, that's right. And what's happened is that the corporate press has lost their monopoly on information that they had for all of our lives.
Right.
Like now it's like, well, you can get it from all these places. And that there's good and bad that comes with that. But they're also now flipping out, and you can see it, like they're losing their grip on power and becoming more and more insane about it.
Well, they've lost the ethics of journalism. Like this James O'Keefe thing on CNN, where that guy who was he the chief, whatever he is?
Yeah, I forget his position, but he was a pretty big CNN guy.
And the crazy thing is they catch him on Tinder dates. So he gets it. She must be hot. Hot girls get you to talk. So he's got this hot girl, and he's telling her how they do propaganda, how they basically would accentuate anything that was wrong with Trump. They would talk about completely underplay anything that's wrong with Biden.
Which is, to be fair, pretty obvious.
Yeah.
To anyone who just has an open mind and watches CNN. But to hear him say it it was powerful.
And the fact that he said they're going to do it now for climate change.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that push is already starting.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just like if you were like the head of CNN and you have to give a meeting in the morning and you're like, all right, so one more time, guys. If a hot chick takes you out to a bar and starts asking you to tell her about how we're propaganda, that's James O'Keefe, all right? So please don't just start babbling about how we do propaganda.
It's so crazy. It's so weird to see it laid out like that, where, he's explaining how they do it. But what a blabbermouth. The fact that this guy, hey man, this is kind of important. Like, imagine if someone heard you say this.
Yeah.
Imagine what kind of repercussions it would have on the business. Catch new episodes of the Joe Rogan Experience for free, only on Spotify. Watch back catalog JRE videos on Spotify, including clips. Easily, seamlessly switch between video and audio experience. On Spotify, you can listen to the JRE in the background while using other apps and can download episodes to save on data costs, all for free. Spotify is absolutely free. You don't have to have a premium account to watch new JRE episodes. You just need to search for the JRE on your Spotify app. Go to Spotify now to get this full episode of the Joe Rogan Experience.
My new money goal? Refinance at a lower rate and save for a basketball court in my barn. Who's the GOAT now?
Discover and compare the smartest credit cards, mortgage lenders, and more, so you can make your money goals happen on NerdWallet.
In our politics lead now, new details about the federal investigation into embattled Florida Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz. Sources are telling CNN that prosecutors are investigating whether the Florida Republican took gifts, including travel and paid escorts, in exchange for political favors. This is all part of an ongoing probe, also examining whether Gaetz engaged in a relationship with a girl that began when she was 17 years old. CNN's Paula Reed joins us now. Paula, what are federal investigators looking at?
Good afternoon, Jake. Sources briefed on the matter say the Justice Department is scrutinizing a 2018 trip to the Bahamas involving Congressman Gaetz and several young women. They're specifically looking at whether that getaway was part of an orchestrated effort to illegally influence the congressman on the issue of medical marijuana. Now, CNN has previously reported Gaetz is under investigation for engaging allegedly in a relationship with a woman who was just 17 when that relationship began. We've also reported that Gaetz attended sex parties in Orlando with other prominent Republicans, that those parties involved women, drugs, and sex in exchange for money. Now, CNN has also learned that investigators already have one key witness who is cooperating. That is Joel Greenberg. He's the former Seminole County tax commissioner, and he's a close associate of Gaetz. He also attended those sex parties. Now, he was indicted last year on multiple federal charges, including sex trafficking, and he's expected to plead guilty in the coming weeks.
So you report that a number of Gaetz' close associates have ties to the medical marijuana industry. Like who? Who are you talking about?
So the congressman has a long history of advocating for medical marijuana. He's introduced several pieces of legislation at the state and federal levels seeking to loosen laws regulating the drug. Now, according to reports, one of these people, Dr. Jason Pirozzolo, a Florida doctor who founded a medical marijuana advocacy group, accompanied Gates on that 2018 trip to the Bahamas. Now, Gates has referred to the doctor as one of his best friends, and the pair have repeatedly intersected over medical marijuana. As far back as 2014, Gates, then a state representative in Florida, introduced the medical marijuana legislation just 2 weeks after vacationing with Pirozzolo in the Florida Keys. Just 1 week after the legislation passed, Pirozzolo launched a medical marijuana consulting company. Then in 2018, when Gates introduced the Medical Cannabis Research Act, a source tells CNN the congressman hand-delivered a fully written draft of the bill to his staff, and it overlapped significantly with the agenda the doctor's group had been pushing. Neither Gates nor Pirozzolo have been accused by the Justice Department of any wrongdoing or charged with a crime. Pirozzolo's lawyer declined to comment, and a spokesman for Gates also declined to comment on the substance of our reporting. The congressman has previously denied ever paying for sex. Jake?
All right, Paula Reed, thank you so much. Appreciate it. As Republicans grapple with how to handle the Gates situation, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi also is facing unique challenges wrangling members of her own party, the Democrats. So let's bring in the Washington Bureau Chief for USA Today, Susan Page, who has a brand new great biography on Pelosi out called Madam Speaker. Susan, congratulations on the book and the great reviews. You describe Speaker Pelosi's relationship with the so-called squad, these four young, very progressive congresswomen, Democratic congresswomen. You describe the relationship as complicated, especially perhaps with Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York, the representative from New York. She came in day one. She joined that sit-in protest in Pelosi's office calling for climate action. But you recall in your book, Pelosi identified with AOC and the squad and their passion. She told you, quote, "I said to these people, I've been you. I was pushing a stroller and carrying a sign. I've been you." Now, fast forward 3 years later, how is their relationship now?
Well, it's still complicated. It is publicly respectful. It is sometimes fraught in private, and I think we're going to see more strains as the squad and most of the most progressive forces in the Democratic Party and in the Democratic House push for bigger and bolder policies. You know, Nancy Pelosi is definitely a liberal. She agrees with some of the most liberal policies, but she's also a pragmatist. She's very much focused on what can you actually get done, and I think that's where she's come to loggerheads with the squad and AOC in particular at some points, because she sometimes thinks they are naive, not respectful of the sausage-making process and what compromises that can sometimes entail.
And I know that a lot of members of the Democratic leadership in the House think that the defund the police language hurt House Democrats in their ability to win seats. In fact, they lost seats.
Yeah, a big surprise in the last election. Nancy Pelosi, up until the time the returns came in, thought they were going to gain seats in the House. They didn't, and some of those members from moderate districts, from swing districts, blamed the defund the police rhetoric. That phrase in particular was hurting them with swing voters. That is not a phrase you will hear come out of Nancy Pelosi's mouth. Another one, pack the court. You know, you had Jerry Nadler, the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, introduced legislation to expand the Supreme Court. The next day, Nancy Pelosi said, was she going to bring it up to the House for a vote? No.
So Speaker Pelosi and Vice President Harris, they're going to make history next week, sitting behind President Biden when he addresses the joint session of Congress. We all, of course, remember when Pelosi tore up the written speech from Donald Trump in a similar situation in February 2020. Did you ever get a sense that she regretted that action, that moment?
You know, I talked to her at length about that, and Nancy Pelosi, not a person for expressing regrets in general, but about that incident in particular, no. You know, she was sitting there. She had gotten the President Trump had given her a text of the speech as is customary. She was scanning through it to see what he was saying. There was something he had written down in the text that she thought was wrong and wanted to mark. She couldn't find a pen. She opened up the little drawer that's up there on the dais. The drawer was empty. So she made a little tear in the corner so she could find her place where this untruth was in her mind. And then she found another and another, and she kept making a series of little tears in the margin. And by the time he was done, she said, I decided if he was going to shred the truth, I was going to shred his speech. She stood up, she tore it in half 4 times, Meanwhile, of course, Mike Pence, the vice president, standing next to her, pretending not to notice what it was she was doing.
Pelosi, her red coat symbolizes another moment that her fans consider iconic when she left the White House in 2018. She jokes now to you that she can't wear the coat anymore. She's obviously very aware of optics. How important is that skill as she, has reigned in Washington for so long?
Yeah, very important. And, I think never more important than it was than the 4 years of the Trump administration when she became the Democratic face of the opposition to the president. Starting from that first meeting, the time she was wearing that red coat, the first time after Democrats had won control of the House, that she and Chuck Schumer were sitting down with the president and vice president, and her sharp retort to Trump when he suggested maybe she wasn't in such a powerful position was something that really fortified her troops behind her and was a signal of what was going to follow for the next couple of years.
You end the biography with the lessons of power from Nancy Pelosi, saying in part, quote, "Wait to act until you have the votes to win and keep some extra in your pocket. Display a Gucci glove when possible, wield an iron fist when necessary." Do you see an issue where the strategy is working to Pelosi's advantage in particular?
Well, she has the longest tenure as the leader of a party in the House of Representatives since Sam Rayburn. She has been responsible personally for the passage of some of the biggest pieces of legislation that we've had in this century, including the financial bailout in 2008 and the Affordable Care Act in 2009. She, if you want to look at whether the iron fist in the Gucci glove has worked for her, I think you just look at that and look at the current debate. She's gotten through the House that $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill. We'll see if she'll be able to get this next big infrastructure bill through the House. I would say that people have generally lost money in betting against Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, that's certainly true. Whatever you think of her politics, she's been very, very consequential. Susan Page, her new book is excellent. It's called Madam Speaker. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you, Jake.
A different future starts with you. That's why GoDaddy does more to help you find a name. You can create, sell, and get found online, so any small business can make a change. We need a new generation of thinking.
one more room to carpet clean. And we're gonna do them upstairs.
Martin asked me about. Oh shit, I can't think of her name now. Remember I was helping the one girl with the Johnny Pump room? She had the lounge and wanted me to do a mural in there. You know? And then she asked me to move a air conditioner.
Yeah.
And then had Tamar come help me. Mm-hmm. And that's the same chick who texted at like 3 o'clock in the morning at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like,
the one who wanted to do the R&B thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember her.
Tamar was like, yo, what happened to that chick? I was like, you know what? I didn't even think about that chick. It's so fucking long. I was like, oh, fucking no.
You know what happened.
Nah, I told her all that shit. I blocked her from everything because she was acting weird, but I don't know what she's doing now. But he was thinking about the lounge. He was asking if
she thought she was about to go somewhere with you without me. Sis.
He was like, did she ever get her lounge and all that shit together for like a little hangout? I'm like, I don't know.
Oh wow. Yeah, I was gonna say they can hook up.
Samus? Iran? Thanks, bro.
I forgot all about her.
Yeah, me too. That sounds like
that was a minute ago.
I can't even think of her name right now.
Yeah, you don't know your homegirl name.
Monica.
Yeah, Monica's about to get beat up.
She's another just weird kind of person. You're just weird, Shirley. Don't be such a fucking weirdo.
Well, she got the picture clearly, so. Oh yeah, you want to come somewhere as a friend? Oh yeah, but your girl can't come. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I told her that story. I was like, she wanted me to come somewhere, and I was like, can my friend come? She was like, well, it's not my party, so I just wanted, me and you to go. I'm like, oh, you try to get me to be your date? No, I'm good. I'm good. You're not about to take me around a bunch of people like I'm your dude. Like, no, thank you.
Plus, you was already butt naked in the bed with me. She's about to get beat up. Granted,
I'ma just stop by.
We weren't as serious then, so whatever. But. Okay, you can stop by. Oh, your girlfriend's there? Oh, now I can't come. I'm not gonna lie, be some funny characters.
Oh, most definitely.
Just like when I got a text from somebody that I haven't spoken to in 2 years. Hey, can I take you out? Who is this? Oh, you gave me your number 2 years ago. It's a little bit late now, bro. People just be weird as shit. I ain't never did no shit like that.
I think I'm correct. Oh shit.
I really wish there was something good playing right now. I really want to go to a movie. I've been talking about the movies for like 3 weeks now, haven't I?
Mm-hmm.
Babe, the drive-in theater.
Mm-hmm.
COVID alert. Oh, they playing Mortal Kombat tonight.
At the drive-in?
Mm-hmm.
In
Godzilla
Scranton.
versus Kong, Nobody, or the Unholy. And the mission is only $7. That's kind of high for a drive-in. Because the regular movies is like 10 or 11, but still, you can smoke, you can do what you want. I would pay that. I would pay $14 for us to do that. This is... This is the one my co-workers want me to go to. It's only 7 miles away. And there's the Moonlight Drive in Miami. Admission is for $8 for adults, and you can see 2 movies, so that's nice. This one's Scranton look weak as fuck. Yeah, this shit weak as fuck. Yeah, theirs is $8. They got Mortal Kombat today too at 8:15. I mean, it's not gonna be trash to me because I've never watched any of them all the way. The Mahoney Drive-In Theater, this looks like Shankweiler's? I don't know, who's that? Mom regrets calling cops on daughter's black boyfriend who was fatally shot.
But do you really?
17 years old in Knoxville. Of course it's in Knoxville. First they said Aunt shot a cop before another returned fire, but now they admitted the cop accidentally shot himself. Look at him. A baby. A fucking baby. Not even 18
The cop
yet.
shot himself.
The cop shot himself and blamed it on the little boy. People just need to stop calling the police on people in general. If you're not being killed or raped or hurt or you're not in danger, they're not stealing from you or whatever, why are you calling the cops? Just tell the little boy to leave. Now, if she said, get the fuck out my house, and he wouldn't leave, and she said, I'm gonna call the cops, that's different, because your ass should have got the fuck out. But still, not a reason for y'all to kill somebody. I shot myself. I'm gonna blame it on him.
The little black bastard.
I was fumbling for my gun. I was scared. I shot myself. Just like the other lady, yo. Regardless of everything else, bitch, I'm gonna need you to know the difference between a gun and a taser. Regardless of anything else. Hey, Super Shoes, wanna start a sign war? These two businesses started a fucking war with signs, yo. This music place. Hey, Bridge Caldro, our shoe strings are stronger than your guitar strings. Your shoestrings never got anyone a date. Ooh. Keep your play dates. We specialize in soulmates. Soulmates. So corny. And then the steakhouse joined in. Super Shoes and Bridge Caldro shoes and strings help get the date, but we seal the deal. Sunday lunch. They trying to get the bread. I don't want beef with either, y'all. Bring both your customers. I don't know what stinks worse, your shoes or your kabuki sign.
Damn.
You got to be sharp to make a good sushi. And we won't string you along. I love it.
Yo, they was going stupid out there.
I don't know what stinks worse, your shoes or your kabuki sign. But mind you, kabuki didn't even come at them. They just want y'all customers.
Like, oh,
y'all got Crocs, but we got Godzilla. We shredding this war like Caldro sheds guitars. Mosh pits and raw fish, both more dangerous than shoe shopping. Yo! How long? Now the pharmacy done got involved. Music, shoes, and food are fine, but your health is on our mind. I cannot. It's good marketing, yo. Yeah. And I bet you,
the whole business
I was about to say, like, they all in on that shit and they all getting that bread. Because guess what? After that, I got to go to every single store and buy some. The music place said, anyone else? Come at me, bro. Looking at you, too, across the road.
Yo, who you want it? Who else? No, Burger King down the block, nigga.
Boy, that escalated quickly. First Church of God. Pianos need tuned. Mikado costs money. Shoes were out. Jesus is forever, honey.
Oh my god.
Yo, everybody got involved. Shoes, strings, sushi. Your girl will leave if the IRS is after you. We tried to find time to join the Seaberg sign war, but we are fully booked. Ooh.
Not the gas station.
We will fuel the sign wars. Anyone else? Oh, this is the same one. Not the hotel. Songs, shoes, and sushi are worth the fuss, but at the end of the day, they sleep with us.
Damn.
Yo, they really had a whole sign war. That is some funny shit.
The whole fucking.
This was in Virginia.
Damn. I wonder what little city that was.
Christiansburg, Virginia.
Damn, they bored as shit right there.
That is so funny though. The music store. I just want to go buy a guitar now because I'm just like, y'all are funny as shit.
Anybody want to start a sign war?
Right.
What's up? I got memes waiting, nigga. You got everything written up. And I just got
your shoestrings never got anybody a date.
I just went and got a fresh pack of letters too. Let's go.
Right.
I got Z's and X's. What? I got every letter. What's up?
What a crock. I don't know what stinks worse, your shoes or your kabuki sign.
Alright, guys. We're out of here. Peace.
It's already 7 o'clock.
I know, right?